One of the unsung duties of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan was the work done by women as part of the female engagement teams in Afghanistan and the Lionesses in Iraq. At a time when female combat roles were restricted, these troops nevertheless were still out on patrols, working with local women either in searches for threats or training them to perform searches of their own. As part of a recent expansion of the National Museum of the Marine Corps, the women of these units were memorialized in a special exhibit. We got a preview of the new section and spoke with two veterans of these units. Check it out.
Nowadays, a lot of people are very familiar. Women are in all different roles, open to all combat roles. Any job in the military a woman can do with no issue. But years ago, that wasn't the case. Could you tell me a little bit about how these female engagement teams operated? Kind of what was the concept?
So the female engagement team was an evolution of the Lioness program in Iraq. That program was generally a stationary undertaking at Iraq entry checkpoints and vehicle checkpoints. It proved to be so valuable, however, that they evolved the program again into the female engagement team, which is where we came in. They bumped it up a little bit to make us mobile, whereby we embedded in the local communities and with line companies. A typical engagement would include tactical questioning, but our mission was to directly engage a community who had not yet been engaged, which was the women and the children, not only to build rapport, but also to conduct tactical questioning in effort to mitigate future insurgencies in Afghanistan.
And now, both of you had kind of different jobs, different backgrounds before you experienced this deployment. What kind of preparation, training, what did you learn to do this kind of a job that wasn't part of your kind of day job?
I was technically air wing, so we weren't too focused on doing any sort of patrolling or physicalities in those general senses. So once we got onto the female engagement team, our training was every day. We were in our gear, full combat load every day. It was savvy plays constantly. Anytime we were going somewhere, we're running, we're making sure we're first class everything, and then our majority focus training was definitely be the language training, culture training, as well as tactical training and room clearing, and then patrol and dispersion. It's a very crash course. Most infantry guys, of course, they get that workup that's about a year long. We had 3 months to just kind of come from every background and which way and just get tossed into it. So we had a lot of extensive training, however, it was very short.
There's a lot of artifacts here that could really bring out personal memories. I'm curious if you each might share a little bit of what you've noticed here that kind of struck a chord with you.
Absolutely. So in the Afghanistan section, there is a moment where you come around a corner and you see a shura. A shura is an engagement where you would have the local village elders come through and meet with either your CO or whoever was in charge of your area. And this is a very important meeting because your CO is not going out on a patrol with you every day. And the village elders necessarily aren't just speaking to any Marines out on patrol. And this is where you're gathering atmospherics and getting an understanding and maybe even an engagement agreement for future female engagement team processes, or the fact that you're just kind of getting that in with counterinsurgency and understanding coin operations to say you're there to win the hearts and minds for the people. So seeing that really took me back and kind of gave me that moment of pause, made me feel like I was back there in a reminiscent moment, but in the sense of being so proud of the fact that every detail is so paid attention to here, from the sweat on the back of the Marines in their frog suits to the teacups that are in the shura for the Marines and the elders to drink out of. It's something myself and my teammate participated in, and certainly my CO, so seeing that exactly was truly a moment.